guys, today we are here to chat about my favorite foundations from the drugstore that are great for oily skin. And a lot of my favorite foundations are actually from the drugstore. I think they do an amazing job. And if you are curious to see more videos for oily skin, I have an oily skin diary series where I test out foundations, wear them throughout the day, show you a flash photo test before and after for not only the foundations that I'm talking about today, but a ton of other foundations. So I will link to that playlist down below, along with skincare for oily skin, best moisturizers, best SPFs. But today we are chatting what is hot at the drugstore right now, and I have done this before, so I will link to the previous one down below. And I find whenever I do these roundups, I always have people asking me, but what's the best one? That's totally going to depend on your preferences. First of all, I'm a makeup junkie. I cannot choose just one. I love them all, but I like them all for different reasons, be it coverage, packaging, price, shade range, SPF, no SPF. It's all going to depend on whatever it is that you are looking for, and I'm going to go over all of that today, so let's get started. The first foundation that I want to mention is one that I didn't think I was going to love, and it is from Maybelline. It is their Dream Cushion Foundation. The price tag on this is a little bit up there, but when you compare it to a high-end cushion, it is definitely half the price. You're getting just as much product in here. It'll retail anywhere in between probably $15 to $18. There's about 8 shades in the range, and what I've seen from Maybelline, and they are constantly doing, is expanding their shade ranges, which I really, really appreciate. What I love about this is just the feel on the skin is so light. It is buildable, light to about medium. I also love wearing it with a powder foundation over it if I feel like I want to amp up the coverage, but it's just so natural. I'll wear this a lot and skip concealer. It has amazing wear time, as you'll see in my review, and I think that it is just beautiful. And a lot of the time when I hear cushion, or all the time when I hear cushion, I think really dewy, but I absolutely think that this is one to take a look at if you have been curious about cushion foundations, just because they're interesting or for travel purposes, and it does really apply quite nicely with the puff that you get in here, but if you do want more coverage, you can go in with a denser brush. I think that Covergirl makes some absolutely amazing foundations, and the same can be said for this guy. It has been out for a little while, but I didn't have it in my previous one, so I wanted to include it in this video here today, and it is the Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation. It comes in a squeezy tube, which is so convenient, amazing for travel. It is also very, very affordable. It'll retail anywhere in between like $6 to $10, which I think is amazing. You're getting 12 shades in the range, which are pretty consistent along of Covergirl's ranges. So in every foundation except for one that I'm going to mention today, I wear Classic Tan. It is such a good match all year round, and I just love this. I think it is so easy to apply. It has a really nice coverage. I would say it's medium to buildable, doesn't get cakey on the skin, and it just has a great wear time, and it's just so easy. Some foundations you need to work with a little bit. You need to take into consideration your tool that you're using, the powders you're using over, the product you're using under, but for me, this is something that if I'm traveling, I grab for this because it just is so easy. A Covergirl foundation that is newer to the line, that broke the rules of my classic tan streak, is the Covergirl Vitalist Elixir. If you live in the United States, it is the Healthy Elixir, and in this foundation, I've been wearing Golden Tan. I also think I could be Soft Honey. It kind of depends. Right now I have a little bit more color as it is the summer, and this is a beautiful foundation. Again, 12 shades in the range, but be careful when you're picking it up. You're probably not going to be a regular Covergirl shade. That being said, it comes in a beautiful package. If you are at all a packaging junkie, it's glass, it's sleek, it has gold, there is a pump, and I think that it is really, really nice. It has beautiful coverage. I would say medium to full, definitely buildable. Again, it isn't the most matte foundation ever, but the wear time on my skin is amazing. I love the finish on it. It doesn't feel cakey or heavy. It also has SPF 20 in here, and when I did the flash photo test, it performed quite well. It retails for about $10 to $15. Again, it's going to depend where you live, where you're picking it up, but I do think that this is a beautiful, beautiful foundation, and I would say in the range of Covergirl foundations, it's probably the closest to the 3-in-1, but it just has a little bit more of a creamier texture. Up next is a foundation that did not live up to its claims, but oddly, I still love it. Sometimes it goes that way, and that is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. When you watch my review of this, you're going to see me at the end of the day, and I'm going to look a little bit greasy, but in my foundation reviews, I always try to build it up because I know I'm going to get that question, how does it build? Especially with a foundation that has this claim of, 2 drops gets you light, 3 drops get you medium, 4 drops gets you full. I think that that is not true at all, but I love it as a light coverage foundation. And I can kind of say this for just about any foundation, but especially this, the less I build it up on my skin, the less oily my skin is. When I put too many drops on my face, it just felt oily, but when I just use a couple drops to even out my skin tone, I think it is beautiful. It has a soft matte finish, just evens out the skin, it makes it look really, really nice, and it does not look heavy or cakey or feel that way at all. So I think if you're looking for a lighter coverage foundation, this is great. It's about $14, $15, and you are definitely getting less product. So if you're buying this expecting it to be a full coverage foundation, you're going to run through this so quickly and probably not get the results you want, because I don't think that there's enough pigment in there to really be able to get you to full coverage without putting so much on your face and wasting a ton of product. If you're looking for something lightweight, again, easy, this is really beautiful, has a great wear time on the skin and a huge shade range. I think there's about 25 shades in the range, which is amazing, quite fair up to very, very deep. This has the best shade range of anything I am mentioning today, and I think that it's really interesting. It's very small for travel as well. The price tag is up there considering how much you're getting in here, but I do like to use it in small doses, so it kind of works out. Lastly, I want to mention the Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild. This in Canada anyways is it's like a buried treasure. Everybody is like, where the hell do I find Wet n Wild? And the answer is, it is very tricky. When I was at a Wet n Wild event earlier this year, they were telling us that basically Canadian retailers are not on board with Wet n Wild. So the way to get it in your store is to tweet them, message them, talk to the stock manager, because for whatever reason, and I know a lot of people who are kind of outside the beauty community can see Wet n Wild as a little bit of an older brand, but they have stepped up their game. They make amazing products, and this foundation is one of them. It rivals the Total Control in the fact that it has 22 different shades, which is amazing. Hard to find in store, but you can purchase online if you're interested. I've seen it on their website on Amazon. You can always just do a quick Google and see where it's available, but it has a really nice medium buildable coverage. It is super affordable, like $6, and I think that it wears really nicely on the skin. Of course, performs well in photos, and it has a really light texture. I know a lot of people said it smelled like paint, but I never noticed that. I mean, I guess kind of up close. Maybe I'm just not picky with scent, but when I put it on my face, it did not bother me at all. I really liked the wear time on it as well. It comes in a sleek glass bottle. You can see through it when you're going to pick up your shade, and I have reviewed this along with the powder and concealer. Of course, I will link to all of my reviews down below, but if you can find it, try it. So there you have it. Those are my favorite foundations from the drugstore for oily skin. As I mentioned, I did a video like this last year and I still love all of those, so I will link to them down below along with all of my other oily skin diaries related videos. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!